Welcome to the Medical Ancillary Sales Podcast, your number one source for making money in the medical ancillary sector. Mike and Viv bring you the latest information from lab services, pharmacy, diagnostic testing, and so much more. The latest in ancillary services will be right around the corner. Welcoming the hosts of the Medical Ancillary Sales Podcast, here's Mike and Viv.
Hello and welcome to the Medical Ancillary Sales Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Berg, and joined as always by Viv Hudson. How you doing, Viv?
Hi, Mike. How you going? I'm good. We have another, as we always say, special guest because they're all special. So
That's
you can
right.
do the introduction you do.
I came across Kirk Davis with Opisafe about a month or two ago, I think it was, Kurt, and we finally connected. And you had what I thought was a very interesting software platform. And, you know, more and more, there's more emphasis on the opiate abuse and prescription pain medication abuse, especially, and it's definitely in the public mindset right now. You have some high-profile deaths from fentanyl overdose and other opiates. And so I think there's a real spotlight on the pain world right now. And I thought that your software solution was very interesting and that physicians would really benefit from it. So first and foremost, Kirk Davis, I want to thank you for getting on today and sharing some information with us.
Great. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate it.
So, Kurt, what is going on in this right now? When a doctor writes out a pain medication, where is that being recorded? How are they able to track it?
Well, the biggest place is in the state's prescription drug monitoring programs. Anytime a prescription is being written, it generally from the pharmacy level gets entered into the state database. And so that way a state can track what's going on with individual physicians, with individual patients.
Okay, so where does your software program, how does that bridge the gap? How does this help physicians?
So we have a software program called Opisafe, and Opisafe is an IT platform which incorporates everything that physicians need to do in order to stay compliant with medication management, opiate medication management. And what I mean by that is that Opisafe will monitor the prescription drug monitoring programs. It will calculate morphine equivalent dose. It will help physicians do assessments in patients for pain and function and risk and mental health. It'll create patient agreements and stratify those patients based upon risk. And it will incorporate urine drug toxicology or other relevant lab work, all the while engaging these patients in their pain management treatment. And from that, this allows providers to be compliant with guidelines that have been put down from various organizations, such as the CDC.
So, Kurt, it was just last month that the Surgeon General sent out a letter to all physicians asking them to lead basically a national movement to turn the tide on the prescription opioid epidemic. So certainly this seems like it would be a valuable tool in that particular cause.
This absolutely fits with the Surgeon General's letter, as well as, like I said, the guidelines that have been put down from various organizations. Most of the guidelines can all be boiled down into the things that we have in the Opisafe, the assessments, the calculation of morphine equivalent dose, tracking patients on the prescription drug monitoring program, doing urine drug testing on those patients. We take it a step further and engage these patients using smartphone technology in their treatment. And so a physician or a provider can figure out what's going on with these patients in between the office visits and not just see the patients in the office.
This is great.
Right.
Go ahead, Viv.
Sorry, go ahead, Mike. We do this once in a while. So as far as tox screens, what's going to be the impact on tox screens for the average physician's office that's dealing with pain meds?
The biggest thing the biggest impact in toxicology is for the reps themselves. The representative that incorporates Opisafe in with the lab that they're doing toxicology through is really able to set themselves apart from other labs that aren't doing Opisafe. I've been in this situation. I've been a lab rep and I've been out there selling toxicology. And the biggest thing I can say with Opisafe is Opisafe widens the gap and gives representatives an edge in order to close more business. Because, like I said, the lab that you have incorporated in with Opisafe is going to be far more and offer far more than other labs.
How does this work financially? What is the investment from the physician?
The physicians have a monthly subscription that they pay through RX Assurance, the company, and that gives them access to all the different things that we talked about with Opisafe. And one of the things I didn't mention, and is a huge driver of Opisafe, is the ability to automate all these things. So every time a physician writes a prescription for opiate medications, they're supposed to check the prescription drug monitoring program. Well, Opisafe can do that check in the background, and it can be automated so that a physician doesn't necessarily have to check these things. It's automatically being done for them. They'll be notified if a patient falls outside of guidelines that they've already put into the system.
It sounds like you're selling more of a time savings to the physician as much as you are a method of compliance.
Yeah, if you think about it, the time savings can be tremendous for physicians themselves. Once they get a patient into the Opisafe system, the system, like I said, starts automating things in the background so that a physician doesn't necessarily have to look at all of these things when the patient's right there in the office. They just get notified if the patient's not doing the things that are outlined in the patient pain agreement.
How much does this actually cost the physician? You mentioned there's a monthly fee, but what does that look like?
So for the end of this year, and we launched this during Pain Week, we launched this special, which Opisafe will cost $49 a month for the rest of this year. And likely January of next year will increase the price to $159 a month.
Okay, and the sales reps, they make a little bit of commission off of that, I presume.
Yeah, they can make 20% commission off of that. But again, the money is not really in driving Opisafe per se into the offices. The money for reps is really in setting themselves apart from other labs and being able to offer this kind of a program in combination with their toxicology company.
Right. So how can reps learn more about this and get their physicians signed up?
Well, the physician sign up can happen at opisafe.com. So that's OPISAFE.com. Physicians can sign up directly there. If they'd like to learn more about this, they can certainly contact me via email. My email is kurt@rxassurance.com. So that's KURT@RXASSURANCE.com, or they can give me a call. My telephone number is 303-748-3998.
Okay, and we've got reps are going to go in there, and what are they going to say to doctors to get them on the hook to want to invest in this particular solution? What's the elevator pitch?
Yeah, in addition to their sales pitch for selling toxicology, one of the best things that they could say is, look, doc, we incorporate our lab results into Opisafe. Opisafe is an IT platform which helps you become guideline adherent to the things that you need to be doing when prescribing these opiate medications. So you'll have access to assessments, to morphine equivalent dose calculations, to pain agreements, to monitoring the prescription drug monitoring program, and all the while being able to monitor these patients with urine drug testing or PGX testing.
Well, I think it's a great program. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, Kurt. I think what this does from a rep standpoint is, I mean, if we've all been out there, we've tried to sell toxicology to doctors, and there's not really any true differentiators other than you're trying to get the doctor. You're just trying to build a relationship, and you're hoping based on that relationship alone, oh, maybe they'll throw me some business. But this gives you a true differentiator between you and another toxicology rep walking in there, just handing them a cup and saying, and a requisition form, and say, please send it to me.
That's absolutely on the mark. And like I said, I've been there. I've been out there pounding the pavement, trying to get physician offices to use a toxicology company that I was affiliated with over a toxicology company that they might be currently using. And all the while I was thinking, gosh, what if I could find something that would really differentiate me? And Opisafe does that. Opisafe gives you, like I said, that edge, because you're more than just a toxicology rep now. Now you're being a part of the solution for opiate management or mismanagement in some cases.
Well, I think it's a no-brainer, and the fee is ridiculously low. I told you this offline. That just seems like a crazy low figure, but you have to charge something. And like you said, it's really not about the software. It's not about the $10 a month you're making off that. It's about the increased toxicology samples, and it's about the differentiator. It gives you the edge in pulling in new accounts. So, guys, I hope you take advantage of this. Please reach out to Kurt if you have any questions, or if you guys have any doctors who you think might be interested. Kurt, I want to thank you once again for getting on.
Great, Michael. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.